Hello, I've just taken my Tesla Model 3 in for some paintwork to be done. So Tesla have kindly lent me a car, which they've borrowed from Enterprise Hire Company. So here it is. So I thought, while I've got it, I'll show you around it a bit and how it compares to my Tesla Model 3. This is a Audi A6 S model diesel automatic. Right, a few things I like about it. There's the
investment bonds and certain types of pension can be risky.
There's this button here, which is quite handy to zoom in and out, and you can go to various settings like comfort, efficiency, all match for matchness. Frustratingly, all these settings, but you can't turn off the engine stopping when you stop at traffic lights, which, believe me, is really annoying. So I'll put it in. It doesn't seem to matter which one you put in. Actually, I'll leave it in comfort. That's that. Steering wheel, nice steering wheel. I like the way the indicators on and off, as opposed to on the Tesla it's on and then it goes back to the middle position, which I don't really like. So what other good bits has it got? Quite like the screen, even though it's tiny, it's quite informative. You can put it, when you put the car in, put it in reverse, and it's got quite cute view. You can see the car as if you're above it, so that's quite nice. Right, it's quite big, trim's quite nice, the boot's big, so all in all it's okay. Now to compare it with my Tesla Model 3, well, this car is slower, noisier, rougher, less economical. The heater doesn't heat up as quick. There's no app to turn it on from inside the house. I should think it's about the same price. I know I'm a bit biased, but to have this thing, which just annoys me all the time, the engine keeps turning off at the traffic lights. What a wind up. I mean, it's slow anyway. Compared with the Tesla, and mine's only the basic Tesla Model 3, you touch the throttle and it's gone. Here, well, it thinks a bit, because of course it's an automatic diesel, so it's got to wait for the engine to spool up to even move. And if you're going, say, 40 miles an hour and you floor the throttle like some maniac, well, you don't feel much of a maniac, because first it's got to decide to change down a gear or two, and then it'll start increasing speed. It's like a blast from the past. It's like your granddad. It is. I know I just sound biased towards Tesla. Or no, not just Tesla, any electric car. My wife's got a Kia Soul EV, and that's quicker than this, because whatever it does is instant. Whatever this does, it has a little bit, has a think before it does it, making it really, really dull. It's like your granddad. This car, looking quite flash, lots of switches and buttons, famous as Audis are for cutting up traffic and being boisterous drivers. God almighty, sorry, I shouldn't swear. This is so slow. It's just so slow. The miles per gallon, it's just got quite good at the moment. It's 44 miles to the gallon. I don't think you see in the middle there, which is quite good. But the Tesla, pound for pound, does the equivalent of 200 miles to the gallon, because the Tesla does 4 miles per 1 kilowatt, and the kilowatt of power is only 12p. So not only does this use 4 times as much power, I can actually say this car is worst in every respect. Which, well, it is. I'll be so glad. I've only got it for a couple of days, so I'll be so glad when it goes back. Because I find it hard to say anything good about it. And I love German cars. German engineers, brilliant. But goodness me, this is just a pain in the arse. If it wasn't for electric cars, I'd say this car is lovely and smooth, because this is really smooth for a diesel. It's really quiet for a diesel. It's really economical for a diesel. It's really clean for a diesel. But with a Tesla, it's really clean. It's really quiet. And it's really smooth. It's better in every respect. If you've got a choice, really what you've got to do, because when I had my Tesla, I've only had it for a couple of months, but then I had my wife's Kia, had that for a year. So I'm a bit used to electric cars, and I've forgotten how crude diesel cars are. Diesel and petrol cars are. I've just been out there on a little trip, so I've just put £5 worth of fuel in, just a splash, because I'm going to take the car back tomorrow. And I stink of diesel. What can I say? I haven't said many plus things, but really and truly, I can't think of any plus things to say. I'm sure if there are any Audi people listen to this, they think, oh, well, it's not fair, but you've really got to drive an electric car. It doesn't have to be a Tesla. Just drive an electric car and you'll be so impressed. And as I say, I've been driving an electric car for a year, and you get used to how smooth it is. In fact, so you just take it for granted and think, oh, it's just the way driving is. It's not until you get into a vehicle like this, a new Audi A6 automatic, you realise, oh my God, fossil cars are just awful. You just forget how relatively awful they are. So I might wind this up now, seeing I've just slagged off. I'm not slagging off Audi particularly, I'm slagging off fossil cars, because they aren't as good. They're just not as good. If I could think of a plus feature, I suppose a plus feature is, if you're going on a long journey, you stop and stick some fuel in and off you go again. That's about the only plus feature I can think about. But then there's minuses for that, because if, as I say, I've just put a gallon of diesel in this and I stink. I don't remember any problem plugging my electric car in. And I do it at home, and there's no queuing up. So you could say, you could balance it between the convenience of just sticking some diesel in on a long journey and not having to wait half an hour to charge up. But then there's a number of advantages to just plugging your electric car at home. Cleaner, cheaper, totally reliable. I've never had to queue up to charge my car at home. And my electric plug at home has never been closed. It's always open 24/7, 365 days a year. So really and truly, well, for me, for most people, and perhaps the people say, oh, well, I can't be bothered with the charging, or I do exceptionally long journeys. Maybe electric cars aren't for you, but it's worth that element of inconvenience for the dozens of advantages you get the electric car. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that this car sucks in loads of air, converts it into poison, and pours it out of the exhaust pipe. Anyway, that's enough moaning from me. I should go now and go back indoors, because it's chucking down with rain, and have a cup of coffee. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.